Welcome aboard, everyone. I'm Dara, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be taking you on a tour of the Norwegian Pearl, one of NCL's Jewel-class ships. We'll tour the public areas deck by deck, starting off at the bottom and working our way up to the very top. We'll start off on Deck 4, where I'll first take you on a tour of our interior cabin, before we head out and explore the rest of the ship. The video is divided up into chapters for easy reference, in case you want to skip ahead at any point. Ready? Let's get started. Hi everyone, and welcome on board the Norwegian Pearl. We are currently on day 11 of a 12-day Panama Canal and Southern Caribbean cruise. So I thought it was maybe time for a ship tour. So if you want to see what this ship looks like, come along and we'll check it out. So we are cruising in an interior cabin for the first time. Usually I like to get the balcony cabins because they are a little bigger, and of course, private balcony, amazing. But this itinerary was a bit expensive, partially because it's a Christmas and New Year's Eve trip. We also visited 6 different countries, I think. So there were a lot of port fees. We went through the Panama Canal, so the costs added up quite quickly. So we decided that for our budget, an interior was going to be the best fit for our needs this time around. So I will show you what that looks like. This is basically what it looks like. The bed is configured right now into a king. You can also separate them out and have 2 twins on either side. There is an additional cot up here, although I can't imagine having more than 2 people in this space. But it's small, but it's functional. You've got the bed, everybody gets their own nightstand. There is a TV, some shelves over here. We've got the full-size mirror. Hello, my hair is very messy from being outside in the wind. And then we've got more shelving. I love the light on this mirror over here. It's so helpful to brighten the space. You can't really see it very well because all of my stuff is on top of it, but there's a little seat under there. This is the fridge slash minibar that we didn't actually use, but it is here if you want it. And then there are 2 wardrobes. This is mine. Little light that comes on when you open it. And then there is, of course, the safe down here, and then 2 drawers. And then there's some additional shelving. And then here is our bathroom. Basics, toilet, shelves, mirror, sink, and the shower. And it does come with some toiletries as well, which is nice. And then of course the stuff in the corner is ours. So yeah, it is small. We were kind of bumping into each other the whole time, but it's functional. I don't know that I would choose to do this again if I didn't have to. We did an interior on this trip because of the price of a balcony cabin. But you know, it didn't ruin the trip by any means. It's a small space. It's not the kind of space that you're gonna wanna hang out in, but it's functional and it works. Our interior is actually on Deck 4 at the very bottom of the passenger areas of the ship. We kind of joke that we're down in steerage, but it's really not so bad. The one thing about being down here that I find very cool is that while we are above the waterline, we are close enough that we actually have watertight doors. I think these things are so cool. I was so excited when we got on board and I saw that we had these in our hallway. Deck 4 is almost exclusively interior or ocean view cabins, except for a couple of small features. Deck 4 is where you'll disembark when the ship docks at ports, and it's also where you'll find the medical center. Not really anything else down here, so let's head upstairs. Deck 5 is also almost exclusively all cabins, with the lone exception that part of the Stardust Theater takes up space here, but we'll cover that when we get to Deck 6, so up we go. Deck 6 is where things start to get interesting. It's a full public area, so there's lots going on up here. We'll start at the bow and then work our way toward the stern. When you arrive via the forward stairs or elevator, you'll be at the Stardust Theater. This is the Pearl's main stage, where there will be Broadway-style shows, featured comedians, and other special guest entertainment. There are also small meeting rooms on the port side theater hallway in case you are part of a group and need dedicated space. Heading aft, you'll be in the casino. It's nothing particularly special, but it's a pretty decent size, so if you like gambling, you'll be kept plenty busy. Coming out of the casino, you'll be in the central hub of Deck 6. This area is home to the Corona Cigar Club, in case you're craving a hand-rolled premium cigar. Right next door is one of the Pearl's specialty restaurants, Le Bistro. This signature French restaurant is not included in the cruise fare, and it has a la carte pricing. We didn't get to try it on this trip, but the menu looks pretty fantastic. Next up is the trio of bars. The bar with all the bubbles is Magnum's Champagne and Wine Bar, which is French Art Deco themed. Directly next to it, you'll find Shaker's Martini and Cocktail Bar, also Art Deco themed, and home to a chocolate martini that I probably had way too many of. The third member of the trifecta is the Maltings Beer and Whiskey Bar, which has a little bit more of a contemporary vibe. These three bars are basically all connected though, so there will be something to suit everyone's tastes. Heading further aft, you'll find both of the main dining rooms, Indigo and Summer Palace. These are always open for plated dinners and sometimes for breakfast and lunch as well, and both are included in the cruise fare. Indigo is the smaller of the two, and the theming was bright, flashy Americana, with eye-catching artwork featuring everything from George Washington to the Hollywood sign. Summer Palace is at the very back of the ship, and the theming is pretty much exactly that. Royals summering at their grand country estates. We often ate dinner directly in front of this giant portrait of the Romanovs. Food quality and selection is the same at both restaurants. Heading up the stairs will take us to Deck 7, also full of public areas with lots to do. At the bow, you'll find the balcony of the Stardust Theater. Heading aft, next you'll come to the Tradewinds tax and duty-free shopping area. There's a little souvenir shop and of course all the standard duty-free options. Not a huge area, but the basics are here. If you like your jewelry, watches, cigarettes, or alcohol, you'll probably be satisfied with the selections. Mid-ship is where you'll find the Asian restaurant options. You'll find the Sushi and Sake Bar, the Lotus Garden Asian Restaurant, and the Hibachi-style teppanyaki. Of those options, only Lotus Garden is included with the cruise fare. We ate here once, and while we did enjoy it, we didn't love it enough to go back again. The sushi restaurant is a la carte, and since we eat tons of sushi at home in Los Angeles, we decided not to spend the extra on it on board. Teppanyaki we did try though, and it was about a $55 per person upcharge. I didn't love the super salad, but the quality of the seafood in the main dish was the best I've ever experienced at any hibachi-style restaurant. Taking a break from the inside, let's check out our first outdoor area. Deck 7 is home to the promenade deck. It doesn't allow you to go all the way around the ship, but it does provide plenty of space for casual strolls when you want to take a break from the busy interior areas or you just want some good ocean views or breezes. You'll also find out here the shuffleboard courts and the underside of the lifeboats. Okay, let's head back inside. Next up is the atrium, which is the true hub of the ship. Here you'll find the essentials such as the restaurant reservations desk, guest services, the shore excursions desk, and Starbucks, which of course is not included in the fare. There's also a small gift shop, an atrium bar, and tons of seating. As you'll see in a bit, there's no large screen up on the pool deck, so the atrium is home to the only large screen on the ship. Moving more toward the aft, on the starboard side, you'll find the photo gallery, where they do sell some camera gear, but mostly it's where you can purchase your professional photos. I always say I won't buy them, but almost always do anyway. The portside hallway is home to the art gallery and also a very tiny internet cafe, just in case you need it. The very back of the ship is where you'll find one of the party spots, the Bliss Ultra Lounge and Nightclub. It's very family-friendly during the day and even has 2 bowling alleys. Bowling on boats is always way more satisfying than bowling on land. We'll head back to the atrium to head up to Deck 8, as the atrium stairs connect to the only public area on Deck 8, Ocean's Bar and Grill. This is just typical bar food, but it's important to note as it's the one spot that is open 24 hours. Decks 9 and 10 you'll find only cabins, no public areas. Deck 11 is almost also exclusively cabins as well, except for one cool spot. It's a bit out of the way, but worth the effort to find. The bridge viewing room. When I initially visited, I was able to see right into the bridge, which was my first time ever seeing one in person. When I came back with the camera a few days later, the blinds were down, which did give me an opportunity to snap a few photos of the viewing room itself. Taking photos or videos of the bridge itself is not permitted. Next up is Deck 12, where a lot of the good stuff can be found. Let's start at the forward elevator bank, which will lead you off in between the Pulse Fitness Center and the Mandara Spa and Salon. Both are pretty standard. The fitness center will provide you with all the basic cardio equipment and weights, with a classroom where seminars and group fitness classes are held. Mandara is a full-service beauty salon and spa where you can find the standard services such as manicures, haircuts, and massages. We splurged on a cruise-long pass for the thermal spa section, and that was worth every penny. We paid $278 US for our 12-day itinerary and used the thermal spa nearly every day. Heading aft, you'll find the library where you can take out books from their collection, the card room where you'll find organized games and low-key indoor activities, and the photo studio for studio portraits. On the opposite side, you'll find the plaque wall, where you can see when the Pearl first visited the many ports around the world she's sailed to. Okay, let's head out to the pool deck. First, immediately to the left, you'll find the essential towel station. There are 2 pools out here on Deck 12, along with 4 hot tubs and the Topsiders Bar and Grill, where you can grab casual poolside eats like hamburgers and hot dogs. There are a few hundred chairs out here in various styles, and between the outdoor seating here on Deck 12 and the pool balcony seating on Deck 13, which we'll look at shortly, we never struggled too much to find 2 loungers together. My only criticism of the pool deck, and maybe I'm just getting old, is that the music was a little too loud. It kind of blew my ears out. Heading inside to the midship elevators, on the starboard side you'll find all the kids clubs and the video arcade. The port side leads to the Garden Cafe, which is the Pearl's complimentary indoor buffet option, always open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The Garden Cafe extends all the way aft, where you'll find at the stern a lovely outdoor seating area with some additional buffet stations and the great outdoors bar to serve you when you get thirsty. This was my favorite spot to be when we were sailing away from ports, snack and drink in hand. I was out here a lot since we visited quite a few ports on this trip. This ship tour was filmed during a 12-day Panama Canal and Southern Caribbean itinerary, so if you're more curious as to what the overall experience was like, click on the link above. I'll also link to that video at the end of this ship tour. Rounding out Deck 12, found near the buffet area, is the specialty Italian restaurant La Cucina, which is not included in the fare and has a la carte pricing. Next up, Deck 13. At the bow you'll find Spinnaker Lounge, the Pearl's second nightlife hotspot. Here you'll find your dance parties and the occasional PG-13 rated game show, although when I filmed here during the day, it was more of a relaxing lounge area. If you meet someone really great on the dance floor, the Pearl's chapel is actually right next door. Midship, you're back outside on the deck overlooking the pool. As I mentioned earlier, lots of additional seating up here, and this is where we usually spent our afternoons. The Sky High Bar is also up here for quick and easy drink service. Accessible from the midship elevators, you'll find 2 additional specialty restaurants not included in the cruise fare. The a la carte Cagney's, Norwegian's classic American steakhouse, and the Brazilian Moderno Churrascaria, which features slow-roasted meats carved tableside for an additional $59 per person cover charge. We only got a chance to try Cagney's, and I can highly recommend it. It was the best meal we had on board. Lastly, in front of this area, in front of Moderno Churrascaria, you'll find the Sugarcane Mojito Bar. Heading back outside on Deck 13, you'll find the jogging track and the sports court area. There's tennis, basketball, golf, and even a giant chess and checkers board. Finally, Deck 14. Although this is mostly home to the Haven, Norwegian's ship within a ship concept, where you'll find their most exclusive and luxurious accommodations, there are a couple of public areas up here as well. First off is the sun deck at the bow. On our sailing, it was mostly just empty deck space, not any chairs set up, so other than this giant shower thing, there's really not much to do up here, but it was a nice, albeit windy, spot to escape the crowds. There's also a pretty decent looking climbing wall at the very back of the ship, but I never saw it open during our 12 days at sea. There is one more deck, Deck 15, but that was reserved for Haven guests only, so I was not able to access it. Hopefully one day, but today was not that day. So there you have it, a tour of the public areas of the Norwegian Pearl. I hope you enjoyed checking out the ship, and if you're thinking of booking her or have an upcoming trip already planned, my general advice would be to set your expectations accordingly. Newer ships get pretty crazy with amenities, but this isn't one where you'll find the laser tags, zip lines, or water slides. But if you're looking for a solid vessel with great food and drinks to carry you on your vacation across whatever sea you're sailing, then this old gal will do you just fine. Thanks for watching, and if you're interested in seeing my full experience on the Pearl, check out the video above where you'll come along with me to all the Southern Caribbean ports, the good, the great, and the so-so. I've also got a few other cruise-related videos if you want to check out the playlist. If you enjoyed this tour, then please give the video a like, as it really helps my little channel grow. And don't forget to subscribe for future travel adventures. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.